episode of Codo's Cinema, the podcast show where I talk about movies. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codoman. Well, folks, depending on the time of day, I hope your day is going well, and I'm pretty sure I'm having a good day too, because we got another movie to talk about for this episode of Codo Cinema. Now, this movie that I'm going to talk about, this movie is a film that I for quite a while I want to talk about. Unfortunately, there were other films that came in my way, so I had to put this film off to the side for a bit. Now, with this episode, I really want to talk about this movie because this movie has been, let's just say viral. This movie has been going viral for one particular scene, and of course, this movie I'm talking about is the Minecraft movie, or simply as titled, a Minecraft movie. Now, a Minecraft movie is a 2025 American fantasy adventure comedy film based on the 2011 video game Minecraft by Mojang Studios, directed by Jared Hess and written by Chris Bowman, Hubble Palmer, Neil Widener, Gavin James, and Chris Galetta, from a story by Allison Schroeder, Bowman, and Palmer. The film stars Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Danielle Brooks, Emma Myers, and Sebastian Hansen. In this movie, four misfits are pulled through a portal into a cubic world and must embark on a quest back to the real world with the help of an expert crafter named Steve. Now, as I mentioned, the film is directed by Jared Hess, and there's definitely a lot of people who contributed to the screenplay, such as Bowman, Palmer, Widener, James, and Galetta, and of course Schroeder, Bowman, and Palmer did the story as well. Now, of course, this is based off of Minecraft by Mojang, and of course, this movie is produced by Jason Momoa, Jill Masick, Torfi Franz Olafsson, Vu Bui, Roy Lee, John Berg, Kale Boiter, and Mary Parent. And of course, it is distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures and Legendary Pictures, with Vertical Entertainment and On the Roam, with Mojang Studios as well. Now, the film came to theaters on March 30th, 2025 at Empire Leicester Square, and April 4th, 2025 in the United States. The film's budget is $150 million. Now, that sounds like a big budget right there, although not as big as some of the films from the Marvel Cinematic Universe or any live-action Disney remake. But this movie had a pretty decent budget right there, especially when it comes to a film based on a popular video game. Now, plans for a Minecraft film adaptation originated in 2014 when game creator Marcus Persson revealed that Mojang was in talks with Warner Brothers Pictures to develop the project. Throughout its development, a Minecraft movie shifted between several directors, producers, and story drafts, and by 2022, Legendary Entertainment became involved, and Hess was hired as director with Jason Momoa in talks to star. Further casting took place from May 2023 to January 2024, with principal photography began later that month in New Zealand and concluded in April of 2024. Mark Mothersbaugh composed the score, and Sony Pictures Imageworks, Weta FX, and Digital Domain provided the film's visual effects. Now, as I mentioned, a Minecraft movie was released at Empire Leicester Square, and that was on March 30th of 2025, and was theatrically released worldwide on April 4th of 2025. The film received mixed reviews from critics who praised the performances of the cast, though some were divided on its plot and faithfulness to the source material. Now, that's the background right there. Now, of course, on my part, I have never played Minecraft. I've heard of Minecraft, but I never played it. But I kind of got a bit of an idea what it is, at least from my interpretation, like the way how I see Minecraft, it's basically, you build your own world, right? It's like a build your own virtual world, but it's like it's with basically, with blocks in a virtual setting, right? If you know what I'm saying, at least from my interpretation. Now, as for the movie, a lot of people were surprised about this movie, but it's the fact of how people are reacting to this movie too. I mean, especially how it was marketed too. Like there were a couple of trailers out. There were a couple of trailers for this movie. Like the film's teaser trailer set to the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour was released on September 4th of 2024. However, a lo- However, audience reactions were divided or generally negative, with criticism for the CGI design and live action nature of the film. But on the other end, the second trailer came out on November 19th of 2024 to a more positive response for many viewers. In fact, if you listen, if you watch the second trailer, they kind of made a joke about it. They joked a little bit about the first trailer a little bit. They actually poked fun of the first teaser trailer before the second trailer came out, so they actually poked fun of it a little bit. A final trailer was released on February 27th, and a final teaser for the film was released on March 27th. Now, a few days before the film's release, a work print version featuring incomplete visual effects and CGI missing credits and significant chroma key masking errors was leaked onto various piracy websites and spread on social media platforms such as Twitter. Now, of course, they're basically marketing this movie. You got the trailers out. Of course, McDonald's was also involved with this too, for the Happy Meal toys, right? So to speak, that's basically the way of how that's basically, marketing your movie, if you know what I'm saying, right? Now, I went to see this movie with my twin brother on the day that it opened. However, before that, I wasn't sure of what to expect from this movie, especially for coming from someone who has never played Minecraft, but has heard of Minecraft, right? Like I kind of got the idea of what Minecraft is. I never delved deep into it, right? So I decided to give this movie a chance, right? Go in, watch the movie, see what I think of it. But it turns out the overall experience of seeing this movie was it was a crazy experience. Like I got a feeling this movie, seeing this movie in theaters on opening night, especially when the theater is almost full, right? I went to see this in a packed theater. It was almost a full house. It was mostly like kids coming to see this movie. Almost similar to when I went to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in theaters at the Mattoon Theater in Mattoon, Illinois. Kind of close to where Eastern Illinois University is a little bit. You know what I'm saying, right? But for Minecraft, I was blown away. Although I was split on the movie itself in terms of the story, right? By the way, we will be going to spoiler territory, so just to let you all know. So, spoiler alert. So, with that being said, I am going to break down this movie. I will also go into some trivia and also give in my overall thoughts on this movie. So, anyway, let's break down this movie of the Minecraft movie. So, anyway, so the movie opens up with a man named Steve, who's being played by Jack Black, who breaks into a mine to discover the Orb of Dominance and the Earth Crystal, and he uses them to enter the overworld. Steve builds a paradise all for himself when he stumbles across a portal which transports him to the Nether. Witless in the Nether, Steve is seized by the piglin leader named Malgusha. Unfortunately, Malgusha wants to destroy the overworld as revenge for being criticized during the Overworld talent show. Steve gets his dog Dennis to hide the orb to prevent anyone else from entering. In the present day, a man named Garrett the Garbage Man wins a contest and opens up his own game store. One day, Garrett receives an eviction notice and goes out to find some stuff to sell for money, including the contents of Steve's old house. In his search for items, Garrett comes across both the orb and the earth crystal. Meanwhile, Henry and Natalie have recently lost their parents and have moved to Idaho, and they meet with a real estate agent who wants to open her own petting zoo. Unfortunately, Harry is told off on his first day of school after his jetpack goes haywire and knocks over a mascot on top of a potato chip factory. Henry pretends that Garrett is his uncle to avoid getting into any more trouble, and unintentionally reactivates the portal by combining the orb and earth crystal. Henry and Garrett are transported to the mines, ultimately causing Natalie to worry. Natalie and Dawn join the others, and the quartet arrive in the overworld. Malgusha is informed about others centering, and she realizes Steve from his prison cell to retrieve it. The four fight off monsters at night, and Henry learns how to build and creates a fortress. While attempting to enter, Garrett accidentally breaks the orb, and as the sun begins to rise, Steve comes to rescue them. Steve then tells them to go to the woodland mansion to replace the orb, and Steve comes with them to a nearby village and demonstrates how to craft, before being separated from each other in a piglin attack. Steve, Henry, and Garrett narrowly escape from a gas by defeating it. Witless, Natalie, and Dawn discover Dennis the dog, who promises to reunite them with Steve. Piglin retaliates by releasing the Great Hog. The Great Hog hunts down the boys who escape in minecarts. To add insult to injury, the Great Hog is blown up by a bunch of creepers. Upon arrival at the mansion, Steve and Garrett put on mushroom hats to distract pillagers by throwing a birthday party, allowing Henry to take both the Earth Crystal and the Ender Pearl. Piglin sends out a new Great Hog, who blows up the bridge leading to the mansion. Steve and Henry escape. Witless Garrett sacrifices himself, but ultimately survives the explosion anyway. Inside a mushroom house, they all reconcile while Piglin possesses the Orb of Dominance and enhances its power, declaring war on the overworld. The five friends craft an arsenal of weapons along with a group of iron golems and plan to fight Piglin back. Malgusha tries several surprise attacks on Steve, but ultimately dies, and the quintet arrive back at the Earth portal. Before Steve hands Dennis over to Dawn, back on Earth, the five become quite successful and create their own video game called Block City Battle Buddies. Witless Dawn opens a zoo with Dennis, Natalie teaches self-defense, Henry finally accomplishes building his jetpack, and Steve and Garrett make music together in Garrett's store. Steve returns to his old home in the real world to collect a chest he left in the attic when he met with the current owner of the house, a woman named Alex. And that's pretty much it. That's basically the breakdown of this movie, right? I mean, it seems a little quick. But that's kind of like that. But that's how I read it, right? So anyway, just to give it my overall thoughts on this movie, I was pretty much split on this movie. Like I didn't know what to expect, but of course, with the overall theater being packed, a lot of people. I can understand why I can understand why a lot of kids would like this movie a lot more, right? Because this movie is aimed for not only the kids, but also to those who played Minecraft as well. So it's not just kids, but also teenagers as well, and maybe young adults too, because there's a lot of people who have played Minecraft. Like, Minecraft is one of the most popular video games out there, especially in the 2010s, right? Now, at the very least, now like I said, I kind of got the overall idea. I kind of got the idea of what Minecraft is. It's like building your own world, like, but there's also like threats going on, like, there's like a piglin army from another world called the Nether, and there's also basically weapons that the Minecraft gamers can create, like a Minecraft sword, among many other things. Plus, there's also villagers to which, when I saw the villagers on screen for the first time, they all look like human versions of Bert from Sesame Street a little bit, right? I'm just like, why do they look like Bert? Like I like the eyebrow. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, you look at the villagers from Minecraft in this move from the game to this movie. The movie versions look like Bert from Sesame Street. You can tell from the eyebrows to the nose. It's basically Bert variants, as if Bert was a video game character, right? And also to mention this too. And also to mention this too. I didn't expect. I also to mention this too. I didn't know how I feel about Jack Black in this movie. I mean, like I said, now I don't. And of course, this is also going back to the fact that, like I said, I never played Minecraft, so I never know this character Steve. But I did heard. But I heard. But I did read something. I read and heard something about Steve's character. Like, Steve doesn't have much of a personality of some sort. So I guess from the casting point, it's just basically, do whatever you want with this character, right? So so basically Steve can, have a different personality of some sort, right? And that's probably one of the main reasons why Jack Black was casted to play, Steve, right? Now, I thought Jack Black was all right. To me personally, Jack Black was just basically being, Jack Black. He's basically being like a rock star, right? But, and to be fair, that's fine. I thought he was all right as Steve. I thought he was all right as Steve. But also on top of that, I really appreciated the world itself. The virtual world of Minecraft actually pretty good. I know a lot of people didn't appreciate. There's a lot of people, even before this movie came out, were divided on the live action, virtual world of Minecraft. I mean, it's basically, CGI, green screen, but the CGI actually kind of grew on me when I saw this movie. And one of my complaints I had with this movie is that it should have been, fully animated instead of live action. But I was okay. But after seeing this movie, I was okay with it. I was okay with the world itself. Now, also to mention are the characters too. The four main characters in this movie. So aside from Steve, that Jack Black plays, you got Garrett, the Garbage Man Garrettson, Natalie, Dawn, and Henry, who are the four main misfits. Now, Jason Momoa plays Garrett. Emma Myers plays Natalie. Danielle Brooks plays Dawn, and Sebastian Hansen plays Henry. Now, just to give a little background on some of these actors, Jason Momoa, everybody will probably remember. A lot of people are gonna remember Jason Momoa for playing, Aquaman in the Aquaman movies, and then, of course, he also had a role. He also played the main villain in the latest Fast and Furious movie, Fast X. Plus, he was also in Game of Thrones as well. So he has done a number of projects too. Plus, he was also Duncan Idaho in the Dune movie that came out in 2021. And of course, Jack Black. Jack Black has made a name for himself. Like, Jack Black has appeared in a number of movies throughout his acting career. He played Paul the Panda Bear in Kung Fu Panda in all four Kung Fu Panda movies. Of course, he's obviously remembered for being involved with the Tenacious D. He's also basically involved with Tenacious D. He was also Nacho Libre in the Nacho Libre movie, and of course, he voiced Bowser in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So he's done a lot of movie roles. Now, Emma Myers, who played Natalie, Natalie is Henry's caring older sister and legal guardian. Like Emma Myers, who played Natalie, She played Wednesday Adams' roommate Enid Sinclair on the Wednesday Adams TV show. To which season 2 of Wednesday Adams is coming out sometime this year. And of course, this also came as there's also another announcement that came um, that Emma Myers will also be voicing a character in the third Angry Birds movie, to which that movie was actually announced not too long ago. And as for Danielle Brooks, Danielle Brooks was in the Netflix TV show Orange is the New Black. And she was also in the Peacemaker TV show, to which James Gunn is involved with that show. And she was also in the Angry Birds movie as well. Now, Dawn is a real estate agent who runs a mobile petting zoo, and that's basically her character. Now, as for Sebastian Hansen, this is actually one of his early movie roles. So this is like, well, not the first movie role he has taken. Of course, he has appeared in Mozart in the Jungle, Just Mercy, Lizzie's Story, Bad News, Kid Tips, and then of course, as I mentioned, a Minecraft movie. His next movie is basically a short film called Fort Valor, and that's just basically about it for this actor. Like Sebastian's basically Natalie's creative younger brother. Now, these four characters, Henry, Dawn, Natalie, and Garrett, I feel like these four characters have barely served a purpose in this movie, right? Like, I feel like I'm just wondering, like, watching this movie, like, I have no idea what is going on with these characters, right? Like, they're just there, right? They're just there. There's no, like, some sort of, like, built up. There's barely any built up or chemistry for these four characters that are in this movie. You know, aside from Steve, right? Out of the four main misfits, the only character who does show some, you know, character and development is Jason Momoa's character of Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Now, Jason Momoa, I think he did a real good job of despite what he was given, but I thought he did a fine job because his character in this movie, like his character was like once a popular video game player at the time, but then became a video game store owner, and he's basically washed up. He's basically a washed up video game store owner, and at the very least, at the end, he was able to get back on top. But at one point, Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison was at the top of his game until he hit rock bottom, right? And he does shine in this moment, but he does act like a coward in some moments, right? But at the same time, he does show off some moments where he's like, he can be a cool badass, right? Let's be honest. For some characters that Jason Momoa play, he does play some cool badass characters, like Aquaman, for example, right? Like Aquaman, like he turned a comic book character from a joke to a badass character in the live action DC movies. And that's pretty awesome too. Like I said, like he's the only character where he's pretty good, but given what he was, but despite the writing he was given, like it's basically all over the place, right? If you know what I'm saying, like. But as for the rest of the characters, like Natalie, Dawn, and Henry, like they're just there. I didn't really care so much about these characters, right? Like they're just there, right? Even in the real world, right? Like for example, when Henry got in trouble in school and he has that talk with the vice principal, right? I find it funny how Henry meets Garrett the Garbage Man and tells him like, "Hey, can you pretend to be my uncle? Can you pretend to be my uncle?" And Garrett's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I thought that was alright. I thought that was okay. I thought that was an okay way to like, hey, a parent or a parent, relative, or guardian's got to be there to take the kid back home, right? And of course, what's kind of crazy, and this is something that This is something that I actually cringed, and that was with the vice principal Marlene, right? Like, and she's being played by Jennifer Coolidge. Now look, now Jennifer Coolidge is an actress and a comedian, so and her character in this movie, like, I'm just wondering what is the point of this character, right? Like, I didn't laugh that much for the I did not find her character that funny. But when we got to the end of the movie, like, actually when we got to the end of the movie, there is a scene where I actually kind of cracked up because we find out that the vice principal Marlene was basically, going on this date with one of the villagers, because it turns out in the movie when that cube portal was opened to the other world and the real world is open, that one of the villagers, like, goes into the real world from the mines. Like, he escaped from the other world to the real world, basically, calling out of the mines, because this villager is like wondering, what's the point of this real world, right? And then of course he got into a car crash from the vice principal's car, and the vice principal takes the villager out on a date, and I just sat there and I cringed, like, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? Is this setting up for a payoff? I don't get it. But apparently, when we got to the end of the movie, the ending part cracked me up because the villager started talking and trash talk to the vice principal's ex-boyfriend, right? And it was a pretty funny moment, and the fact that he started to talk to the ex boyfriend, that part got me to laugh, and I was just like, okay, that that was actually funny. And the vice principal Marlene was starting to talk, and in the villager talk, because in the other world, the villagers, they don't really talk at all. They're just basically, like, they don't talk. I think sometimes they kind of like mumble, like kind of something like that. And the vice principal Marlene does that voice too, that mumbling voice, and I thought that ending scene between the vice principal and that one villager, confessing that, hey, this villager and Marlene are basically a good couple, better than the ex boyfriend at one point, because we find out that the vice principal used to date the other ex boyfriend, who was basically a staff member at the school. But that's the thing I wanted to point out. But anyway, also to point out too. Well, also to point out too is the village. I do like the I do like the other worlds. Like, we got to see the village. We were introduced to the villagers. Plus, Steve also introduced lava chicken. Right, there's basically some lava chicken right there, and and of course the action sequences. I thought the action sequences are pretty cool, especially when all the piglins are fighting the heroes. I thought their fight scenes were pretty cool, especially in a virtual world, right? But one thing to bring up too is this one scene, right? And to anyone who's listening, you all know what I am talking about. I'm going to talk about the chicken jockey scene. That is right, folks. The chicken jockey scene became the most viral scene in this movie. Like, in this movie, right? Like, you can pinpoint some scenes that are going viral. Like, there's basically a lot of references to the Minecraft game, and Chicken Jockey gets the most attention right here, because now, just to give you a background on what a chicken jockey is a rare event where a baby zombie villager, or just yeah, a baby zombified piglin spawns riding on a chicken, right? So this is basically, the chicken jockey, right? And that became a huge phenomenon. Like I have seen videos where all the kids and teenagers are filming on their phones in the movie theater with popcorn, soda, candy. Like they're at the scene of where Jason Momoa is in the boxing ring about to fight this baby zombie riding a chicken, and Jack Black's character Steve calls it chicken jockey, right? He's like, chicken jockey! Once he said that, everyone in the theater went balls out ballistic. Like, they were cheering, throwing popcorn all over the place, throwing their snacks and drinks all over. Like, somebody actually brought a real chicken to this event as well. Add insult to injury, the entire theater, all the theaters, not in my theater cheered, but it didn't go crazy. It wasn't as crazy. No fights, no theater seats. I mean, the theater, like the seats were not damaged. No fights broke out in my theater, nor popcorn throwing or of any sort. But for the other theaters, yeah, all the other theaters went balls out ballistic. Now look, I think the fight scene, now I think the chicken jockey scene is a cool scene. Like Jason Momoa's character wins. Like Jason Momoa kind of started off as a coward, but he really built up, including his sacrifice where he blows up the bridge with dynamite during a piglin attack, right? But with the chicken jockey scene, he wins the fight, but it's the fact that this scene became a huge phenomenon just because of that meme. And on top of that, going back to the theater reaction, the reaction was so crazy that the employees at the movie theaters called the cops and arrested some people who were going crazy at the theater. And I think fights also broke out too. And at one moment there were a couple times where a theater employee told everyone off, saying that some family members asked for refunds, and told the crowd, hey, do not go crazy. Hey, do not go crazy. No popcorn throwing, no snack throwing, no drink throwing, no fights. And if that happens, you'll leave the theater with no refund, right? Like that's what the theater employees said to everybody in the theater. Now look, fan reactions are great. I am all for people cheering. I am all for people clapping. I am all for people laughing. I am all for that. Heck, I laugh in the theater a lot. I clap in the theater, and of course, I would cheer on for that too. But as an audience member, you can't go this crazy by throwing $20-$30 worth of popcorn or snacks all over the theater because you're just making a big mess, right? And I can't imagine the theater employees cleaning up the mess, right? And repairing all the theater seats too. Like I can't imagine that. Like this is just basically basically all hell broke loose for the theaters, right? Now like I said, I'm all for clapping, cheering and laughing for scenes like this, but that does not mean you should go balls out ballistic in a frenzy, right? Like that's not, I mean, come on. That's just pushing the boundaries right there. Like you can have fun, but but you can't just cause a ruckus, right? You can't just cause a ruckus in the theater all because of a popular meme, right? You can't just do that. There's some people who are not mindful of other people who are watching this too, because there are families who are taking their kids to see this movie, and they just want to have a good time, right? I mean, hey, you can still have a good time by cheering, clapping, and laughing. I mean, that's still a good time, but you can't go in a frenzy like this all because of a meme and another group of people, and just pissing off families who are just there having a good time. Like you gotta keep gotta keep it down a notch. I mean, you just have fun, but don't go in a frenzy like that. And that's the whole chicken jockey scene. Like I like the scene. I mean, I like the scene, but it's just baffled. It just comes as a surprise that this is the scene where everybody went crazy. This scene also made headlines as well. Oh man, that is just that is just crazy right there. But like I said, people are just there to have a good time. But also at the same time, I mean, look, this movie's not made for me, but I can understand why people enjoy this movie because there are people who have played Minecraft before and understand the references. Chicken Jockey is one of them. The world of Minecraft is basically obvious. You recognize it. You also recognize some of the lines from some of the lines from Minecraft, like for Steve, for example, like the line that Steve introduces himself, I and Steve. Like everybody was clapping on that. And of course, there was another line from Steve at the beginning of the movie, and he said, and I think it goes like this: "I am Steve. I yearned for the mines." And that's another reference to that. There's also Flint and Steel. That is mentioned in the movie as well. Plus, you got the lava chicken, to which both Jack Black and Jason Momoa tried. It was a pretty, I guess you could say it was a stomach churning scene and humorous at the same time. I mean, and then and then of course you also got the piglins, and of course the pig mistress leader Malgusha, and she's the ruler of the Nether, and she's being played by Rachel House. I didn't really care that much for this character, but I thought the character was fine. I mean, she still served a purpose for this movie, right? And I like the fact that the pig queen. I'm gonna call her the pig queen because the pig queen tried to outdo Steve a few times, trying to trying to kill him. Like she tries to fake him out by telling him something like, "Listen, I need to tell you something. Come closer." But Steve is like, "I'm not gonna fall for your crap. You're just gonna pull out a dagger and try to kill me with it." And she does this a few times in this movie before she dies, and that was after the final that was after the final battle towards the end of the movie. And the other locations were pretty cool too. I do like the other locations. The mines were pretty cool. There's also this mansion that they went inside. That was a pretty cool one. And there's also and then you also got the weapons. There are the Minecraft swords. There's also the Minecraft buckets. You also got the Minecraft dynamite or TNT. Plus the wings as well. They also use the wings, like some metal wings they use to float in the air. Plus this little orb, this teleportation orb that can take a character to a certain location. And there's a funny gag in that movie where this teleportation item, which I forgot the name of it. That was the only item that they had, and Jason Momoa threw it, and it took him to like the front of the door inside the weapons facility, and I thought it was funny, and Jack Black was like, "And that's the only one we have. No biggie." Oh my goodness. But anyway, I mean, the world itself, I really appreciated the world. I mean, but I really wish it was more, animated, like traditionally. I thought it would be more of a traditional animation for that world, but I was okay with the live action world itself of Minecraft. I was okay with it. Now, the story is not for me, and like I said, I can understand why a lot of fans of the game, a lot of fans appreciated this movie's like more than me, right? But I was actually okay with this. I was okay with this movie. To me, I think this is like I think this is a movie I could probably go back and watch just for the world of it instead of like the story, right? I think I'm just more drawn into the world itself instead of the story, right? Like when I go to a movie, I'm expecting, a good movie. I would just want to sit down, relax, and be entertained. And that's what this movie did. And of course, the theater experience with a lot of people in the theater, I thought it helped. I thought it helped a lot. On top of that, this movie's basically made for the fans of Minecraft, and that's a good thing because I feel like there should be movies where you gotta at least try to respect the source material, to which I think this film kind of did. Like, critics were split on the film's plot and, of course, faithfulness to the source material, right? So you're probably wondering, did it respect the source material at all? I don't know. I think that is up to the fans to decide, and the fans can, and I think the fans can speak for itself on this, right? And that's just my opinion on that. So, and for the movie itself, I think I give it a 6 out of 10. It's not for me, but I do see it as a fun movie to watch. Now, the next part of this, I want to dive into the trivia for this movie, shall we? Now, the first part of this trivia the first part of this trivia for you. This film was originally going to be directed by Sean Levy, but he left the project after disagreements with the Minecraft developers as they thought that his idea did not suit the game. Now that's actually interesting right there because Sean Levy has made a number of films and TV shows as well. Like, he has done comedy movies, but of course he has made a number of movies. Like, he did the live action Pink Panther movies with Steve Martin. He did the Night at the Museum movies, and then of course he was also involved with the Stranger Things TV show, to which they're also going to have its fifth and final season. Plus Deadpool and Wolverine as well. So I don't know what his vision of the Minecraft movie looked like, but I guess for what he had in mind, it didn't go well with the developers at Minecraft. Now, here's another interesting thing right here. There are many references to Napoleon Dynamite, one of Jared Hess's earlier films, such as The Troublesome Alpacas, The Story of Tater Tots in Pants Pockets, and the Self-Defense Training Dojo. Now, Jared Hess directed Napoleon Dynamite, and Napoleon Dynamite starred John Heder. John Heder played Napoleon Dynamite in the Napoleon Dynamite movie that Jared Hess did. And the only reference that I got from this movie that is connected to Napoleon Dynamite was the tater tot, because Henry's sister baked like a tater tot pizza, right? Like, Henry's sister Natalie baked tater tots, right? And I think it was a tater tot pizza, and the tater tots that are being used in the Napoleon Dynamite movie is what Napoleon Dynamite eats, right? Because Napoleon Dynamite likes tater tots, right? That's the only reference I can get out of. I have not seen Napoleon Dynamite as a whole. I have seen bits and pieces of it, but I do remember watching a scene where Napoleon Dynamite eats tater tots. So anyway, that's enough about that. Now, another thing to mention is Jared has collaborated with Jack Black before on the Nacho Libre movie, which came out in 2006. Plus, also to mention, as a reference, I guess you could say the chicken jockey scene is a bit of a reference to Nacho Libre, because Jack Black's character in Nacho Libre, he fights in a wrestling ring, to which Jack Black's character of Steve, and of course Jason Momoa's character, are basically fighting the chicken jockey in a wrestling ring in a mansion, right? So yeah, and Nacho Libre was released 19 years prior to the release of a Minecraft movie. So this is Jack Black's second collaboration with director Jared Hess. Also, another thing to mention is, after the film's release of the teaser trailer, Minecraft creator Notch Person, or Marcus Person, expressed approval, having no apparent involvement in the film. He jokingly said, and I quote, I probably would have agreed to Uwe Boll making it. To which Uwe Boll is considered by many, according to a lot of people, Uwe Boll is obviously one of the worst filmmakers out there, because Uwe Boll has created some of the worst movies of all time, according to a lot of people who have seen his movies. And in 2014, Person claimed there was an early concept film to be produced by Roy Lee and Jill Masick, which fell through sometime after that. Now, of course, also to mention, Jill Masick was originally going to produce the movie along with Roy Lee, but Jill Masick died by suicide. She did receive a posthumous credit, and the film is dedicated to her memory. And also something to mention too. Now, there's a few other things in this movie that I never caught on to, and that's basically the cameos from several YouTubers. So, in the beginning of the movie, during the storage auction, such as Alpha Mall, Dan TDM, LD Shadow Lady, and Mumbo Jumbo. And I apologize for mispronouncing these names. For what I just read, they basically made cameos in this movie, right? Just to, remind the audience, hey, these people were involved with this game, right? So something also to mention is that there are movie posters for The Goonies, Beetlejuice, and National Lampoon's Vacation in Garrett's shop because all of these films were distributed by Warner Brothers. Plus, Warner Brothers is the distributor for the Minecraft movie. Also, Mumbo Jumbo is a Minecraft content creator who can be seen in the auction scene. And also another thing to mention, and this is going back to the chicken jockey scene, when the film had its original screenings, many cinemas had to issue warnings before a particular scene when Steve mentions the chicken jockey, as people would throw popcorn and generally overreact to the scene, causing huge messes for the workers to clean up. Jack Black also made a surprise appearance at one of these screenings to give out the warning in person to the crowd's surprise. And that's kind of like going back to what I said. You got to be mindful of other people. Yes, there is a scene that is exciting, but that doesn't mean you should go balls out ballistic like that. Like there are also families there just wanting to go and have a good time with their kids. I mean, sure, you can still have a good time, but you can't go that crazy, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, right? And one last thing to mention, this one I didn't know, but a lot of people in the theater recognized it, and I had to look this up as well after I saw this movie. So this last thing I'm gonna mention right here is Technoblade. Technoblade is a YouTuber who popularized the Minecraft combat and made primarily Minecraft-centered videos on his channel, and there is a pig with a crown that is seen at a point during the movie, and it's during the village scene where Steve brings the four misfits to the village, and Henry sees a pig wearing a crown, and Henry was asking Steve about this pig. Like he asked him, "Hey, is this pig a king or something?" And Steve was like, "That's no king. That's a legend." And he is referring to Technoblade, the YouTuber who has made primarily Minecraft-centered videos on his channel, and he passed away he passed away in 2022 from cancer and was memorialized for a time in Minecraft's home screen with his motto, Technoblade never dies. And that tribute that they did for him, I thought that was a real good tribute for Technoblade, right? So I don't know how they were able to pull it off, but I believe Jack Black and everybody involved with this movie were able to. I believe Jack Black and everybody who was involved in Minecraft heard of the Technoblade because of his Minecraft centered videos and decided to make a tribute for him. And I think that was a good way to honor Technoblade. So basically, Technoblade never dies. But anyway, that is about it for the trivia for you. And basically, that is it for this movie as a whole. So there you have it, folks. That is that pretty much wraps up on my review of the Minecraft movie. Now, like I said, this movie is not for me, but I thought this movie was a lot of fun, and I can understand why a lot of people, especially those who grew up with the video game, enjoyed this movie. So I can understand that. But anyway, that will be a wrap on this episode. So to anybody who is listening, what did you guys think of the Minecraft movie? Did you like this movie? Did you not like this movie? Did you thought this movie was okay? I would love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, that is a wrap on this episode. Thank you all for tuning into Codo Cinema. I'm your host, Bar Codo, aka Codoman. Remember to watch movies and stay positive.